In this video, I'm going to cover how to break through those sales barriers that you have not been able to overcome and that you are just banging your head against. You may see some people hitting certain amounts of production and you're like, how can I get there? I am stuck in a rut. I'm stuck at a certain place. I don't know how to push forward through that. So let's go over just how to do that right now. Number one, this is the answer that most people don't want to hear. You got to work more. If you're working 40 hours a week and you're complaining about not hitting your sales targets, dude, increase the amount that you're working. You got to put in more effort to get more out of it. The more you do, the better you're going to get at it. Now, are you going to have to work that much to hit those targets forever? No. But if you're putting in 40 to 50 hours a week only and you're pissed that you're not hitting your targets, well, you're just not working enough. You should be putting in 60 to 70 hours a week. If you want to be a top producer in this business, you have to put in 60 to 70 hours a week when you're starting to learn what to do. I don't know a single producer who crushes it who is not working a ridiculous amount of time. So number one, stop looking for the easy way out. Put in more work. There is no shortcut to success. You have to hustle. You have to grind, do the repetitive tasks that no one wants to do in order for you to build the confidence and the skill so that you can make those numbers without having to put in a crazy amount of time. So invest the time at first, work more. Maybe you got to get other people in your life on the same page as you working more, but it's more stressful to not work more and not hit those targets and not get the things that you want in your life than it is to put in the work and make it happen and get those targets hit for yourself so that you can do the things that you want and you feel good. Like, there is no truer form of happiness than overcoming obstacles towards your goal. I don't care. It just does not exist. You can pray, you can do whatever you want. I promise you, getting results and doing new exciting things and reflecting on your successes are the three most pure forms of happiness that you can create for yourself. Number two, what you got to do is give yourself more to do in a shorter amount of time. So if you're trying to break through some barriers here, you got to give yourself more to do in less time. And make sure that, first of all, your preparation for the week, everything should be done on Saturday and Sunday. You should not be running errands during the week unless you're like running appointments or doing a ton of deals on the weekend. I'm talking about telesales here, but you got to make sure that you get your chores done at the right time and your stuff done at the right time. But in terms of sales actions and successful activities to make all your money, you got to be crunching it and cut all the fat out of your day. You got to eliminate distraction. Give yourself more to do in a shorter amount of time. That'll help doing that. Take everything that you want to get done on the weekend and Saturday and Sunday if you do your chores on the weekend. Say you're not running appointments or working on the weekend, which you should be if you want to hit some crazy numbers, but that's a total other. Everybody wants to get rich. No one wants to work on the weekends. So you should be giving yourself way more to do in a shorter amount of time. If you're used to making like 100 calls a day, be like, I need to make 200 calls in the same amount of time I make 100. And I have to get my sales training in. And I have to do all this stuff in my normal life. So give yourself more to do in a shorter amount of time. You're going to be surprised at how productive you get and how much more you're able to accomplish and how fast you're able to push through those barriers. So if you can increase the amount of time that you work and you can increase the amount that you get done in that same time period, then you are compounding the amount of production and activity that you're going to get. And if it doesn't happen right away, I'm telling you, this stuff is going to create a monumental change in your life, and you're going to be somewhere you have no idea like where you'll be just by implementing these two things: working more, super simple, and getting more done in that time. It sounds super simple, but a hack here to getting more done is never leave a cycle unfinished. So like, don't example for like stuff at home. Don't load the dishwasher halfway. Clear out the whole sink, put everything in the dishwasher, clean it up. You ever like do half and then you come back, it costs more, it creates more work? Don't do that. So same thing in your business. Like, everything that you need to do to complete a cycle of action, do it right there. Do not save anything for later. Get it all done at one time so you create more time for yourself. Number three, wake up early and train daily. A lot of people say, Justin, I just can't put in this time. I don't have enough time in the day. Okay, cool. So you know what? There's a really cool thing called an alarm clock that allows you to wake up earlier. If you bring your kids to school and you say, well, I got to drop them off at school. Okay, drop them off earlier. Like, whatever. I went to school an hour early when I was a kid because that's the only time the bus would pick me up. My bus ran two routes. I was the first route. So I got stuck at school early. Your kids will survive sitting at school early. And it's actually a bigger form of neglect for someone to not do what they need to do to to create an income for themselves and their family than it is to like have their kids wait and do something or anything. Like, you can equate that situation to anything. So if you don't have enough time in the morning, wake up earlier. If you don't have time in the day, wake up earlier, go to bed a little later. Yeah, you're going to be tired for a couple years, okay? But it's going to allow you to have that time to sleep later and have that money and not have to stress and worry about stuff later. So wake up early and train daily. I would train on sales daily, and I would train on your physical body daily. Wake up, get some exercise. Don't be lazy. Go feel good. You're going to get more done, and you're going to have a much better attitude during your day. If you can just wake up and exercise, you don't have to be a CrossFit all-star athlete. Just like go for a walk, go for a jog, do some push-ups, do some sit-ups, something to get your blood flowing in the morning and your sales training. That way you have a great start to your day, and you start the momentum. So you have to start the momentum early in order to carry it through the day. I talk to a lot of people who are like, they get on our morning Zoom call at 8, and you can tell they haven't showered yet. They just barely woke up and rolled out of bed. Dude, by the time you get to what you have to be doing, you should be up for at least 2 hours. And if we have an 8 a.m. Zoom call, no one should be waking up after 6 a.m. That just is what it is. If you have a meeting and you have to start work at 8, you should be up at the latest 6, because it takes that time for your blood sugar to stabilize and for you to get the nutrients pumping and for you to kind of wake up and snap out of that like sleepy grog. If you can wake up, exercise, wake up 2 hours before any of your commitments, exercise, train, sales training, learn, do what you got to do. Hey, like I said, if you have other commitments in the morning, you may have to wake up even earlier. You got to decide, am I going to wake up earlier or am I not going to achieve my goals? You have to commit to one of those. In these situations, it's like, am I going to do what I need to do to succeed, or am I going to lower my target? Because if you don't do one of those things, if you don't decide to commit to what you need to do to succeed or lower your ideas of success and settle for something less, you got to do one of those. So if you're not willing to do what it takes, I'm telling you right now, make your life a lot easier and tell yourself, I want you to write down right now. If you're not able to do these things and commit, I want you to write down, I am average. I want you to write that right on a piece of paper and say, I am average, and see how that feels, because that's what you are. Okay, so you need to commit more and put in more time, more effort. Wake up earlier, go to bed a little later. I was up at 4:15 to do YouTube. I went to bed at like 11:30. I still managed to play video games. Yeah, I don't have any kids, but I know plenty of people who have kids who are up early in doing their thing and making life happen for themselves. Next thing, get in a relationship with someone who is going to push you and motivate you and keep you excited and keep you driven. You want to be, and look at, if your spouse, if your significant other is not encouraging you to succeed, you gotta divorce or leave that person. I've been in that situation before, and like it just doesn't work. If you are a super 10x obsessed person, and the person that you're living with isn't and wants to settle for mediocrity, you got to get that person out of your life. You got to be with someone who's gonna say, "That's my man out there crushing it," not, "My man's not giving me any attention." Pick the person that you're close to, because the person that you have a relationship with, you can't have a bad relationship or a relationship that holds you back and push forward in other areas of your life. You are going to be miserable and you're going to struggle, and it's not going to be, you're not going to have a good relationship. It's going to be constant back and forth battle. Make that decision. You can make that. Am I going to have an above average, exceptional, not even above average, an exceptional life with an exceptional partner, or am I going to have an average life with an average partner? Because you can't have both. You can't have an exceptional life with an average partner. If your idea of exceptional is prosperity and abundance and everything else, you have to make sure that you're putting your head down on the pillow every night next to someone who aligns with your goals and your purpose. If you are as obsessed as I am with things, you are doing them a favor by leaving them and saying, hey, this ain't working out. Yeah, it's going to hurt for a month or two, but I'm telling you, they will be much happier with someone else who aligns with their goals and what they are trying to get out of life. Next, you got to keep an open mind. Sometimes when we get into business, and it happens to me all the time, I have to keep reminding myself that I don't know everything. I tend to want to be a know-it-all. I tend to want to think I know everything and I know this and I'm better than this at this than that person or whatever. But I have to keep an open mind and understand that I can always learn from everybody. I've met some new people in this industry over the last few months who have like completely changed my perspective on things. I've met new people in the last year who have completely changed the trajectory of my life. And if I didn't keep an open mind and say, yeah, I'm willing to talk to someone that I don't know about something that I feel like I may know more about them then, but I'm still willing to keep an open mind. Like, you got to keep that open mind, because you'd be surprised how many people can help you change the trajectory of your life who you don't even know yet. The next thing is you want to take your 6-month goals. I want everyone to write down some 6-month goals after this video. Write down your 6-month goals of what you want financially, spiritually, physically, whatever you want your goals to be. And I want you to get them done in the next 3 months. So take your 6-month goals, set a plan and a target to get them done in the next 3 months. Crunch that time. And like I said, the first 2, if you work more, give yourself more to do in less time. If you feel like you can't possibly get any more done and you got way too much on your plate, give yourself more to do. It's counterproductive. If you're obsessed with your success, you're going to know what I'm talking about here. And if you've already done this, you're going to know. And if you're truly committed, you will implement this. Give yourself more to do in less time and work more time, and you're going to take those 6-month goals and get them done in 3. It also causes you to think differently. So when you take this massive goal and you're like, I got to get it done in a shorter amount of time, you think way differently. You move differently. You speak differently. You think differently. You act differently. You feel differently. You're a different person. The aura that you emit and the way that you feel about yourself is you are all business every day because you're in a rush. The finish line's closer. When you put the finish line far away, guys, you're gonna walk to it. You're not gonna sprint. If the finish line's in sight, you're sprinting, right? Think of a marathon. They jog, or some of them run, and they get to the end and they see the finish line, boom, they sprint. You want to be seeing the finish line and sprinting towards it. Next thing you want to do to break through those barriers in your sales is buy more leads. Like, I know it sounds like, yeah, obviously, but you're going to have to work more leads. It's a very simple solution. Know the numbers. So like if you know that you have to have X amount of appointments or have X amount of phone calls to make X amount of sales, and you're going to need a certain amount of leads to do that, then you just have to buy more leads. And if you buy more leads, it'll give you, it will create work for you, and you'll have to get more done in less time. So buying more leads and giving yourself a larger supply of leads to work is going to help you accomplish those things and hit your sales target. That's honestly like the easiest way I can think to hit a target and break through a barrier is like, okay, well, if I'm spending $1,500 a week on leads and I'm doing 15,000 AP a week or 10,000 AP in a week and I want to hit 20K, well, okay, I'm going to spend $2,000 to $3,000 a week on leads. I'm going to buy more leads. Like it sounds pretty straightforward, but it really is. So you may have to just end up buying more leads too. Look at money as a tool as well. Don't have a scarcity mindset. So money is not something to just be like held and hoarded in like a savings account somewhere. Money, and a lot of us are brought up with a scarcity mindset, like save your way and save your money. A penny saved is a penny earned. Clipping coupons. Where can I get the best deal? Look at money. You're never going to save your way to being wealthy. It's just not going to happen. Wealth comes from creating income sources, and you can only create income sources if you invest money that creates an income. So what better way to do that than insurance where you get renewals? It's like the simplest way to people at crypto stocks, real estate. No, bro, buy leads and sell them because you're going to get a passive income stream for yourself. So or if you're with my agency, our agents don't really pay for leads. They have a lower commission percentage with unlimited supply of leads. So you just sell more leads. That's what you do. And invest in your sales training, invest in things that can improve your sales skill. Next thing you want to do is talk to people, reach out to people in the industry who are where you want to be or doing much better than you and whatever your target is, and ask them for help. I have gotten a lot of free help from people who are extremely successful, and they've offered me just advice just because I asked. I reach out to them. I ask them for help. Get what life asks of you. And if you don't ask anything, you ain't going to get anything. So if you see someone out there who has what you want and who's accomplishing what you want, reach out to them. Chances are that they were given things. Now, there's this idea in this industry that like everybody has to keep secrets and be private and not share things. I don't really believe that. I think there's more than enough business to go around in this industry where people can help each other succeed. And it's not really going to affect my success or the success of my agency because there's just so many people and so many clients. And most people that are successful in this business, at least for a lot of them I've seen, are especially the younger people being brought into this business, kind of like an old school mentality, right? Guarding all your information. A lot of the newer school people who are successful and are totally crushing it, they got successful by giving things away. Grant Cardone, he's like, I give away 95% of the material that I have. 95% of the stuff. I charge for like 5% of it. What I'm saying there is that there are mega monster successful people out there who will be more than willing to help you learn and succeed. You just got to reach out and ask them. That's really all it comes down to. And then the last thing, I may have already said this, but you need to get obsessed with your goals and with your success. You need to focus on what you want, why you want to accomplish it. That desire has to be so strong that it keeps you up at night and wakes you up in the morning. If you don't feel that yet, You need to find something that gets you that excited, because that is the key right there, that desire and that drive. A mentor of mine in this business who's very successful, he said 80% of, I said, hey man, what motivates people? How do you find what motivates people? And he said, dude, 80% of people will never be motivated by anything in their entire life. And that's just the reality of it. So hey, you know what? Chances are, though, if you're watching this video, you're not part of the 80% because you do want to get motivated. So find out exactly what it is that's making you tick. It took a lot of internal reflection for me to figure this out, but it came down to me for wanting to help other people and wanting to be a provider for other people and making a positive impact on other people's lives, because I am better at taking care of other people than I am at taking care of myself. I look out for other people more than I look out for myself. So those are the things that you need to implement to break through those barriers that you're facing in insurance and look at in life in general. These are more like lifestyle lessons and lifestyle choices. So you got to make a decision. Are you going to implement the stuff that you just watched, or are you going to settle for less? If you look up right here, you're going to see a video going over another way that you can challenge yourself and improve on your insurance career.